Hi, Disneylanders with special needs. This is Ashley Jones coming at you with the first video in a long time. I will start with telling everybody why, in a really personal way, why I haven't been on YouTube in such a long time. And if I start to get a little teary eyed, it's because what I have to tell you has changed our lives forever. Okay, so on Sunday, July 2nd, my dad unfortunately, unexpectedly, passed away from a fatal heart attack. That Sunday, getting ready for 4th of July and everything, my dad and I went to church that Sunday like usual. We went to church, and then my dad and I went up the street to a family restaurant called Kara's Corner. And my dad and I had a great time together. We sat and talked, laughed. My dad was really excited about my Disneyland trip with my special needs group again. And everything was going great. We came home, and my dad actually wanted to watch TV for a little bit, so we watched Twilight Zone, the old Twilight Zone show. Following that, my dad said that he was going to go clean a room in the house and everything. So he was going to clean. So we went and started doing stuff, and about 10 minutes later, we heard a really loud thud. Unfortunately, my dad had collapsed in the room where he was in. And unfortunately, from that point, my brother ran in there to see what had happened. And he couldn't get an answer out of my dad. So, my mom was already on call with calling the paramedics. They came in 5 minutes. That's so fast. They tried to resuscitate my dad 6 times. He was taken to USC Keck Hospital, which was formerly the Methodist Hospital in Arcadia. And unfortunately, Dad didn't make it. It has been a really challenging time for me, realizing that in just a blink of an eye, mine and my whole family's life has changed forever. It hasn't been an easy road at all. I've been really trying hard not to, just sit down and mope all the time. It has been hard for me to do my social life and go to the theme park sometimes. At Disneyland during 4th of July and the next day, the 5th, just little things set me off that are typical emotions and grief. Songs at Disney, including the ones on Main Street that are the old songs, including barbershop classics. My dad loved that, and every time I heard some of the songs we used to sing together, it really got me. Even such little things as sharing with everybody some of the foods he used to like, and some of the rides he used to love, like Pirates of the Caribbean. He loved Haunted Mansion, even though he always got stuck in there. If you guys also would like to join the chat or talk, let me know. I'm right here. Chat room is open, and I would love to see some of you. So come on in. And then the other thing that kind of got a little emotional is realizing that my dad would no longer be picking me up for like the special occasions where I would stay longer so I didn't have to take Lyft back home in December. So that's not going to happen again. And just a lot of emotions. And I know with people now, I can say, if any of you have ever felt these kind of emotions and everything, I get it. It's never going to be easy. And most likely, you're not going to get over it. And that's okay. Another thing that has been a tremendous struggle is coming back and doing these videos. I didn't think I was ready, but obviously so far I'm doing okay. So let's get out of this part and go into why I was really here in the first place. Okay, so listen, about 2 weeks ago, my friend Nicole and I went to Knott's Berry Farm theme park in Buena Park, California. And first we stopped off at Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner for what you will know is one of the best meals in California in the theme park realms. Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner is just steps away from the Knott's Berry Farm theme park. It has great food, great atmosphere, an old-time feel, and you can definitely taste the quality in their from scratch foods. You will never ever have a frozen dinner in any of those places. The food was delicious. We got the all white meat dinner. I've got cherry rhubarb with mine. I also got salad instead of chicken noodle soup because it was a humid, kind of hot day outside. So I thought salad would help cool me down, and that it did. Then with the mashed potatoes and the incredible gravy that they have, it was amazing to have such an incredible meal together. Then we went into the Knott's Berry Farm theme park. We activated our prestige passes, which is the highest tier at Knott's Berry Farm. If you want to know what the monthly payment is for the prestige pass at Knott's Berry Farm, it's $28 a month. It's $48 initially, and then it's sorry, there's a little problem. Trying to get it. Sorry for the bad connection for a second. My camera decided to go off. So like I was saying, $48 initially for the Prestige Pass for that first month. And then now it's $28 a month. So not a bad deal. It also includes free parking, discounts on food and merchandise, and you can get 2 Bring a Friend tickets annually. So in October, I'm going to take advantage of that since the year is almost over, and I would like to take somebody before the year is out. So, as well as that goes, at Knott's Berry Farm, the rides go by levels of intensity. So, a level 1 is the least intense, and they're typically family attractions or kid attractions. A level 2 is still family or a little bit more intense, but not much. Level 3 is moderate. Level 3 might start some of the scare factor for guests with special needs or small kids. So take this into account when you go to Knott's Berry Farm. Level 4 is moderately intense. And when I mean moderately intense or close to high thrill, it means that there are some features that might be scary, such as moderately large drops, turns, and other things that might scare kids and adults with special needs. Level 5 is very intense, or the final level. Level 5 will also include rides that go upside down, have very large hills or drops, and very loud special effects for rides. The worst ride that my friend Nicole and I went on, and I will never ever do it again, is called Hang Time on the Knott's Berry Farm Boardwalk. Hang Time doesn't look intimidating until you start going near the ride getting in line. I still had no idea what I got myself into. Nicole and I were excited to try the newest ride at Knott's Berry Farm. But we were very mistaken about what we did. They had us get on the ride, and we had to sit up really tall while the chest and lap bar was lowered to us. And then from there, the ride started up. And as you get ready to go up the hill, it starts, and that's why it's called Hang Time. You stay there for a few seconds. And all of a sudden, when it started going, I immediately felt the ride go upside down immediately. But not just any loop. You were not going backwards. You were going frontwards, flipping upside down. So it literally felt like you were flying through the air and going on your stomach. It was awful. It just got intense from there. It definitely was something that I won't ever do again. You also felt like you were going to fall out of the ride. Holding on for dear life to the seat and your friend. I was holding on to Nicole so tightly that literally we were hurting each other. We were frightened to death. Now, take into account, Nicole does not have special needs, but I do. But Nicole was still equally as scared and frightened to death of this ride. Nicole is also a lot older than me because her father, like I told everybody, he worked at Disneyland for 54 years. Her father made it to 91. It's really hard that, somebody that's older than me and not special needs is also afraid, because I couldn't, say to her, comfort me or something, because we were both scared. So we won't be going on that again. After we were done with that atrocious hang time ride, we went to Coaster's Diner on the boardwalk for dinner. It was really delicious and everything. Great burgers and fries and good drinks. But the food was a little bit on the pricier side. So next time, we'll be going to Johnny Rockets, which looks like it has a much cheaper menu than Coaster's does. And that was including the discount. Per person at Coaster's, we spent about $22. So, not as high as it can be at some restaurants, but it's still on the pricier side. I still felt a little bit shocked when I got my bill. Then, the other thing that was really interesting was we could definitely say getting on rides like Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is so much smoother than it used to be. It still has its time where it can get a little bit shaky, but because of being wooden and steel now instead of just plain wood, it can get just a little bit jerky at times, but not overly jerky. It's a way much smoother experience than it used to be. Then we decided to go on to Del Sol Spin, which goes up and you kind of spin in it and go up in the air a little bit. It's not overly intense. We enjoyed it. We also went twice on the Calico Mine Ride and the Log Ride. Those rides are two of our favorites. Then we also went over to Fairy Tales Return to the Fair, which Rolly Crump also designed that ride, even though he was a Disney Imagineer, but Rolly still worked on Fairy Tales and Fairy Tales Return to the Fair. Rolly did a beautiful job on that ride, and I was just amazed with how beautiful a ride it is. When you go in it, you play a game. You get like what looks to be a jam jar, and it's got a ball and a little rope on it. And you shoot the boysenberry pies and the bad guys that are trying to get the pies. So it's a very, very loving and beautiful attraction. And I can see why so many people have been touched in so many ways by Rolly's work and everything at theme parks. He really was a true one-of-a-kind, person, and we loved him so much. It really made us sad when Rolly passed away this March at 93. It really made us think. Now the only original Walt Disney Imagineer that's left, still alive, is Bob Gurr. Bob Gurr is 91. He'll be 92. And he did so many different things at Disneyland as well that we're just so thankful for Bob's work and that he's still with us and that he's just an amazing Imagineer as well. And he did so many integral parts for Disneyland. The other thing that has definitely made things a little bit sad as well is I thought about my dad at Knott's Berry Farm too. He would have loved going to Johnny Rockets and sitting there with his cheeseburger and his shake and everything and just enjoying the atmosphere, possibly getting a little bit goofy or singing one of the songs and making people laugh. That's the way my dad was. He could be extremely funny at times, and sometimes he'd make you turn red in the face. Out of love and embarrassment. He loved embarrassing me. He knew that he liked to joke. It was funny at times thinking about all the time my dad and I spent together. When I think about it now, I wish I got those memories again. I wish I could get more time. But I know one day I will see him again, and it will be incredible once I get up to heaven to see my dad again. Yes, it's going to be a long time in waiting, but it's definitely going to be nice to see him again. The other thing, last little detail we want to tell you is when you're at the Knott's Berry Farm theme park, please make sure to note that the Marketplace Emporium at Knott's Berry Farm closed in July. I don't know if the store's been redone yet that has reopened, but that old gift shop closed, and it was sad to see it go, but we'll see what happens there. Another thing is Accelerator has still not reopened, but it is currently being tested at Knott's Berry Farm. If you have any updates or anything you would like to share about Knott's Berry Farm, or any rides that, might be reopening soon, please, use the comments to talk about it with us. So, this concludes this video for September of 2023. I still might be doing other videos this month, but let me know in the comments section if there's anything else you would like me to touch up on. Have a great day, Disneylanders with special needs. Bye.